Chargers camp has been going extremely well so far. So well that I felt we should go in and name the 5 players that are turning heads of not only Jim Harbaugh, but the rest of the Chargers organization. Chargers Now is presented by Prize Picks. I am your host, Will Ortner. And we are going to be discussing the players that are absolutely balling out for Los Angeles so far during training camp. Now, this is my opinion of the 5 names that I have noticed. The 5 players that I think keep showing up. Now, we did winners and losers. This is going to be a slightly different list than that, although you may see a player or two end up on both lists. What I think is important, though, is to highlight guys that have shown up so far during training camp and have not only helped make themselves a better player this offseason, but put themselves in a spot that maybe they could make this team. Let's start with Omarion Hampton. There's no question that Hampton will be on the Los Angeles Chargers coming into the 2026 NFL season. The question is, will we get a better version of him? Think about it. As successful as Hampton was last year, it certainly felt like if he had been able to stay healthy, he would have had a doubly as good year. Hopefully that is a word. We'll break down what he's looked like so far and what Mike McDaniel's saying about him. But first, you're going to subscribe to the channel because we are in a sub-battle right now with the rest of the AFC West. We're at 61 subscribers on the month of August. And some people are going to say that's pretty decent. The bosses here at Chat Sports say that it is not. We got to get that subscriber number up. Help us out. Subscribe to the channel. Don't let any of the other AFC West teams beat us. Let's look at Hampton's 2025, shall we? Now, some are going to say in the comment section, Will, what do you mean Hampton had a good 2025? Well, I think anytime that you can average 4.4 yards a carry behind that offensive line, anytime that you can have over 500 yards behind that offensive line, you're doing something halfway decent. You're doing something halfway right. What's interesting about Hampton is that because of his injury, he didn't end up having more carries and more yards. He probably ends up being a 1,000-yard running back. I certainly think that Hampton has shown the flashes that he had last season are going to really be highlighted this year. When you look at the depth chart for this running back room, it's clear that the Chargers are going to have a 1 to 2 headed running back system. It feels like it's going to be Omarion Hampton and Keaton Mitchell. I've been very impressed with everything that Hampton has done this offseason, but I'm not the only person that's had to have been impressed by Omarion Hampton, or who has become impressed by Omarion Hampton. It's been very clear to me and to many others that he has been someone who's been a very good player. And he is someone that is going to show out for this team. Do not just take my word for it, though. Offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel has sounded off on where Hampton is, and he thinks that he has had maybe the most growth of any player in this offseason. That's fantastic news to hear for us. And I think that that is something that is going to be great for the Los Angeles Chargers. I think that Hampton can explode in this offense and really show just how talented he is and all of the good things that he can do for the Los Angeles Chargers. Will Omarion Hampton be able to continue to grow in this Chargers offense? I certainly think that he will be able to do that. Let us know down below in our comment section. Do you think Omarion Hampton will be able to take the next step in 2026? Is this a yes? Or is this a no from you? Brenen Thompson, he's my next player that's been balling out for the Los Angeles Chargers. I've been very impressed with everything that he's done for this team so far. And we knew that when Thompson came to Los Angeles from Mississippi State, that there was an expectation that he would be a big play threat for this team. And I think the thing that is the most impressive about him so far, he's been exactly that. We have so much more to discuss on the program, but first, I need to let you know that today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app. and is the best place to win cash while watching sports. With the football season right around the corner, there's no better time to cash in with our friends at PrizePicks. And I'll tell you this, the app is really easy to use. For player picks, just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. That's it. PrizePicks is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. One thing I love is the new social feeds feature, where you can share PrizePicks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. You can actually follow me on the app at BigWill7774 to see all of my lineups. I have a lineup for the football action going on later on this year. Quentin Johnston, more on his receiving TDs. Kenyon Sadiq, more on his receiving TDs. Jackson Smith and Jigba, more on his receiving TDs. New user offer. Best of all, play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. Just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right. PrizePicks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join. Lock in and win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 plus lineup. Thompson's going to have a major impact for this team and this roster in 2026. He, at any moment, can get open deep. He has a great ability to track a football, and I just look at Thompson as kind of a missing piece for this team that you wish you had in 2025. He's got elite speed. He is going to be the next small receiver that has a lot of success with Mike McDaniel calling plays for him. Let's talk about a couple of guys on the defensive side of the football. First, let's start with Rodney Shelley. This guy has been fantastic for this Chargers team. Came in as a younger player, certainly someone that didn't have a ton of maybe awareness around him coming in as a UDFA. Had a lot of success during OTAs and minicamp. Has really built that up to an even greater understanding so far during training camp for this Chargers team. It feels like he's constantly making plays. It constantly feels like he's that guy that they're saying, hey, he's a hidden gem. Look at what he's been able to do for this organization, or what he can do for this organization. Now he's playing in a very loaded cornerback depth chart. Obviously, Still and Hart are going to be your number one guys, but Shelley make his way onto this roster. He gets a lot of turnovers. He knocks the football down a lot. He certainly feels like someone that can add to this team on multiple different special teams units. I've been very impressed with everything that he has been doing. So much so that I'm not going to say he's a shoo-in to make this roster, but I'm not going to not say that he can't make it. I think that he's done enough to at least be in the consideration for this team. And if he doesn't make that roster, then that probably means he's the 54th or 55th or 56th guy. Let's talk about Akheem Mesidor next. I told you there were going to be, or at least one guy who was on both lists. And good news for Chargers fans, it is that guy that was drafted first by the team in the 2026 NFL Draft. Coming out of Miami, obviously there was a lot of hope that if he stays healthy, he would have a lot of success for this team. A ton of pressures in his career. Mesidor, there was hope that once he added to this team, he'd be able to hit the ground running. He's done that so far. He's made plays during camp. He's gotten in the backfield to stop run plays. He's gotten in the backfield to stop pass plays. He's gotten sacks. Mesidor is the first one out. He is the hardest worker in the room, in my opinion. The more and more that I watch Akheem Mesidor work, the more and more that I hear about the intangibles around him, the more and more that I believe that the Chargers have found their guy who's going to have a lot of success for this team, for this organization, for a very, very, very long time to come. Let us know down below in the comments section who you think has been balling out for the Chargers. I gave you my list of 5. That doesn't mean my list is perfect. It's close, just like me, but not quite there. So let us know who your guy is in our comment section. Let's end the show talking about Genesis Smith, because the safety out of Arizona has been a big-time performer for this team. Now, the question was going to be for a guy who was taken in the 2026 NFL Draft on day 3, would he end up being a player that you were able to use as that third safety? Because it feels like this team feels confident with where they're at so far in that safety room, and I do not blame them for feeling confident in where they are at in their safety room right now. Tony Jefferson, he's had a lot of success in the National Football League. Great veteran. Elijah Molden, He's someone who's played well. RJ Mickens has showed that he can be a more impactful player on this team than people have realized. Genesis Smith, he keeps making big plays in camp. Chris O'Leary, new defensive coordinator, has said that he could see Smith playing himself into that third safety role. I think that Smith can do this. Obviously, no positions have been hard-lined in. No one has been officially labeled as this is where this guy will play. But it's clear to me that Smith is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and General Manager Joe Hortiz did a great job of selecting him. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Hit that subscribe button. Never miss any Chargers news or rumors all year long. Preseason games are back, and they are going to be here next week. We're going to be live for it, so don't miss out on any of that coverage. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Can't wait to see you next time. And as always, bolt the freak up.